Hi, Carl here for ProAV TV. I'm at NAB 2017 at the Bright Tangerine stand, talking to Nicholas about a whole host of new products that they have. Okay, so you've got some new stuff for us, have you?
Exactly, lots of new stuff. We are now looking at the new camera accessory setup for the RED weapon and the whole DSM-C2 range. So the DSM-C2 range offers everything, offers a camera for all needs basically, documentary, commercials, big shootings. So we thought it would be necessary to offer smaller bits and pieces that you can build up to a big set basically. So starting with the top plate, we thought that it would be great to give shooters the chance to use it in a gimbal or on a Steadicam set, so you can adjust for changes in lenses and adjust the center of gravity.
That's
so
really
this accepts your typical standard Arri dovetail. That means you can take it in any gimbal that allows for these mounting options, or you can create some great and inexpensive mounting options yourself.
So rather than have the top handle here, you can mount it straight to the gimbal.
Exactly. So all you need is the frame, and you would lose this plate. You just slide it out the back once the battery is detached, and then you start working the way you see fit. The top handle is also from us. We have a little plate at the bottom, a little board that allows for start-stop functionality. We have the button on top. If you have that on the top plate, obviously it will not work, but we have a connector at the back, so you can take the cable straight into our top plate, and then the camera will start and stop if you push that button.
Amazing. Okay, so that's the top.
At the top, we still have one more thing to add. So we have the LCD riser. Typically, if you have the LCD mounted to the camera and you're trying to use a hand grip, the hand grip is somewhat in the way of either adjusting it to the right, to the right position, or it's in the way of the picture, so you don't see clearly. So we've made this riser, power and video feed is just basically passed through. Everything really works as it would have been before, but a little bit higher. And we've added a 15mm top mount for, Steadicam and gimbal purposes or mounting accessories of any kind.
Lens controls and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Nice.
Moving to the bottom then, we have a riser that is based upon the same principle as the top plate. It brings the camera to the correct height to use a RED style bridge plate. Those are available of any number of manufacturers and out there in the field for a long time. But we've also taken the design with the Arri style dovetail plate to account here. So what we can do is just open this, and then I can take this whole camera off. I can readjust for, lens changes. I can readjust the center of gravity again. Same thing like with the top plate, really.
Excellent. Okay. And then attached to the bars?
The bars actually attach to the camera through our new design bridge plate. That is also ours. You have the standard handle, so you can slide it front to back. That's your typical bridge plate use. Sometimes you have accessories mounted to the front that prevent you from taking it off because it will collide with the dovetail or the head or any number of reasons really. And so we've got this lever where you can disengage the whole thing and you just take it off. You can mount it back on and then you just lock it down like any other bridge plate.
That's nice, that's very secure. It feels very, very solid, doesn't it?
It's a one-piece construction that is very sturdy, even if you have a heavy lens that sits on a lens support and therefore would bend the rods down. This will prevent that from doing so.
Great. Okay, and so what have we got here on the front of the rods?
On the front of the rods, we have a new designed lens support. It is available in 15mm and 90mm studio. We will show a version later on the year with a 50mm lightweight configuration. We are thinking about setups that are small, have short lenses. There's a lot going on the rods. You've got a follow focus or maybe lens motors, and trying to get in here and fumble around with the mount that you cannot see can create problems. So what we did is we took the locking lever to the outside, So you can adjust it quickly, side by side, to adjust for any tolerances that are, alignment issues that you have with your lens. And then you have to adjust the height, mount it to the lens as you would with any other lens support, and just lock it down from the side. Very easy to adjust. We have added 2 mounting points, one on each side, with the 3/8/16 mount with the 2 anti-twist holes, so you can add accessories to those. The real beauty of this is actually something that I can only describe and not show. It's a reworked clamping mount or a clamping mechanism that allows for a very sturdy setup, meaning the lens support can take a lot of force until it moves on the rods.
So that's a clamp that's attaching this lens support to the actual rails?
Exactly, that is how you lock the whole thing down on the rods. If you have a small camera with a mount that is a little bit flimsy maybe, and a long and heavy lens, you want the whole system supported not only by the rack or the rig of the camera, but also through the lens support, just to keep it all steady. You don't have any flange focal issues. The whole thing just won't damage your system, and you're ready to shoot for the whole day.
So the two sort of products work in partnership, don't they? The base plate for the camera, and then the lens support for there, keeping everything nice and strong and sturdy.
That's correct. That's what we pay attention to, and that's where not all, but most of our engineering goes into.
Yeah. Okay, so what do we got here?
This is our new Revolver Atom. We've seen the Revolver. It's a 2-sided, full-blown studio follow focus unit. We wanted to bring that down for owner-operators that have to be a little bit more mobile, need a bit less weight, and are looking maybe for an entry-level follow focus to start working with a still high-grade and low backlash follow focus unit.
Exactly.
So the Revolver Atom has only one side, as I pointed out, so you only have one hand wheel. In order to get it to the other side, you would have to twist it around. We have the same gearbox as on the Revolver. It's a very low backlash, highly precision machined unit. The beauty of it is that you can take it to any setup that is very small and has a very short lens. So you can adjust it. You've got little space on the rods, and you can adjust it in a way that you can still position it and be able to work with the map box, be able to work maybe with the lens support. Even though there's a lot going on a little piece of rail, you're able to do that with that.
It's flexible.
It's very flexible. You can do that by taking the gear on either side of the swing arm. You can take the swing arm on either side of the gearbox, and we even have made a little thing down here where you can adjust the depth or the depth position of the whole unit.
Nice.
So by doing so, it gives you, I would say, close to 3 inches of worth of travel, which should really be enough. If you don't have any rod space left, then there's nothing that we can do for you.
It can become a bit of a space battle down here, can't it?
It usually is. This is a Summicron Prime. There are lenses out there that are much shorter, like the compact primes, and even DSLR lenses are becoming shorter and shorter as well. So that's how you can work around that.
Yeah. Okay, and so what's the rest here on this Arri?
The rest of the setup, we are introducing our accessory and camera power package for the Alexa Mini. So we're starting with a side plate that is just your typical accessory plate, lots of mounting holes.
2 Arri rosettes, is that, and then screw threads?
2 Arri rosettes, that's exactly correct. This version attaches to the MAP2s. You need one at the top, one at the bottom. We will make adapters for any number of other base accessories, basically, so you're able to attach to accessories from other manufacturers as well.
So the entire rig doesn't have to be all one manufacturer. You can design it the way that you want it. It's nice.
Exactly. Typically, we want to be available for customers that already have a setup and might want to expand it into, with our accessory package. The power box at the back of it attaches to the side plate. We have V-mount and Anton battery adapter plates, as usual.
they plates that can be interchanged, or do you have to buy one or the other?
You can interchange them yourself. We would recommend to do that in a rental house of your choice, or if you're a rental house, then I'm sure that your staff is outfitted to do that anyway. It will not be a big deal. We've got 2 D-taps that have, straight throughput. The power is straight put through. 3 12-volt 2-pin LEMO connectors, Arri standard. We have a 5-volt USB, a 3-pin Fisher 24-volt regulated output that also takes the RS signal. So RS signal meaning trigger. You go into the camera, and then if you have an accessory powered through that port that supports start-stop, then the camera will start running or stop recording. That's what it does. An external battery input is great for hot swapping. We are looking at accessory options that will expand the module, like an HDSDI distributor. So we have 3 more outputs maybe on the side, or 4, and an internal buffer battery as well.
Oh, an internal battery inside it, so in the future? In
the future as an extra option. We're not sure whether we will bring that in one piece with the HDSDI splitter, or whether we are going to do 2 extra modifications.
Like a modular system or something like
exactly. It will look like a small shim plate that you will have to put into the middle of it. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, that's really powerful.
We think it upgrades the camera to a full production unit, still lightweight and small setup, and the right side cheese plate rounds the whole thing up.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.